Namaste. This is Silvia Mordini, the Chief Love Alchemist and the founder of Alchemy of Yoga. And I am so happy to welcome you to my webinar. It is a really potent information session, everything about alchemy that you could possibly ever want to know, all at one time, all in one place. And I'm coming to you from Bali. So it is just that vibration, that magical energy, wearing my Bali batik and mala'd up. I couldn't be happier. And yesterday I walked by a sign here in Bali, just tree lined with palm trees and the beautiful sunshine and the warm air. And it said, when was the last time you felt lucky to be you? And I thought to myself, right now, today, that's when I feel lucky to be me. And then today, waking up, I could say the exact same thing. I feel so lucky and fortunate to live in Bali as my second home and the home of my heart. And I truly do feel lucky to be me. So I want you to be able to know that you can rely on me for the questions that you have, not just about my program, but about yoga teacher training programs in general. And I'd be happy to be the resource, the big sister that you need to make the best decision. So let's dive in, shall we? I would love that. And here we go. All these beautiful, smiley, happy people, some of my amazing alumni from previous Bali classes. So welcome, Alchemy of Yoga teacher training. It's really all alchemy. You know, when you come to think about it, everything that we do is an alchemical experience. And I truly believe that. Not only are we comprised of earth, water, fire, air, and ether, but every action that we take has a reaction or a response to it. So we are constantly growing, evolving spiritually, mentally, physically, unless we're stuck. So I want you to ask yourself, are you happier today than you were a year ago? And if your response is no, then that means you're stuck. There's something that you're doing that's preventing you from the natural action and forward momentum. In yogic theory, our projection and trajectory of happiness is up and up and up and up. So that is who we are. That's who we're meant to be. Alchemy is also the power of transforming something ordinary into something extraordinary, like the alchemist touching an ordinary piece of metal and then turning it into gold. So that is what we do, and that is the heart and soul of this program. What also sets us apart is that we believe in the importance of receiving the very best education possible to become a thriving and prosperous yoga instructor. In today's session, what we're going to cover is each module of the Alchemy of Yoga program, what you'll learn during this very holistic, comprehensive experience in Bali, and the distinction between an at-home yoga program and a destination program like mine, as well as then how our training really works, the breakdown of syllabus and curriculum, and why it excels over all other programs. Then we'll talk about ways to get the most out of your teacher training experience and get the most out of your Bali experience. Finally, how to become the absolute best teacher possible. But be sure to stay until the end, because I'm going to give you an opportunity that I have never, ever, ever offered in 15 years of this program. And it's only going to be available on this webinar. Plus, I'm going to do a great question and answer session at the end so that you can get all the questions that you have answered right away, no waiting. So let me ask you, does this sound like you? Is yoga your passion and you want to learn more, but you really don't have 6 to 9 months of yoga teacher training to do in your home city, giving up all of your weekends? Then, does this sound like you? Are you ready to discover your inner strength and power and lead others towards becoming their best selves too? Are you ready to achieve new levels of health and well-being, and you want to make it a priority? And on top of that, you like to help others do the same. You would like to deepen your spiritual practice. That's important to you. And you'd like to learn more about how to do that. Rituals and different routines and ceremonies, all of it. And you'd also love to learn how to offer and show other people how to do that. You love travel, and maybe Bali is on your bucket list. You'd also like to create lasting change, lasting meaningful connections with like-minded people. You want to find your tribe, and you want to spend time with them. Does that sound like something you desire? And then finally, does this sound like you? You would love to create a career that you're passionate about. No more waking up and thinking this is a fine day. It's even an okay or good day. But waking up, getting excited with full enthusiasm that this is the best day ever, and waking up like that every single day because you're passionate about what you do. Well, here's the thing, you guys. All yoga teacher training programs are created equally. Said no one ever. And why is this so hard to pick a yoga teacher training program? It's because of that. There are so many more choices. I know choosing a yoga teacher training program is hard. It's harder now than it ever has been before because there's a surplus of programs offered around the world, so many different choices. And the real problem is that most yoga teacher training programs require time you don't have, don't allow you to make up for time lost, and don't give you the comprehensive level of education you need to become an extraordinary instructor. And the problems with the at-home local teacher trainings that I myself have taught in the past, many years ago, is that they're going to require 16 to 20 weekends of your time with little to no flexibility. There's also often a lack of accountability. It's impossible to see everyone teach everything, and testing is rarely done. The approach can be impersonal in these huge class sizes, 50, 100, 200 students. It's very likely the instructor won't even know your name. And I've taken over 15 teacher training programs myself. I know that to be true. Plus, the additional cost of membership at the local studio in order to fulfill other requirements can add up. Balancing your work, your life at home, and yoga teacher training is near impossible. And here's the thing, no one regulates any standards for yoga education, and no one ensures programs uphold integrity in their delivery. So I want you to get clear on this. Yoga Alliance does not certify anyone. They are merely a registration body. They do not regulate, they do not accredit, and they are not certifying. My program does meet their requirements, and as a member school, you can apply to be a member of their registry at the end of the certification process. But they themselves do not accredit or confirm that we are maintaining a certain standard. Here are other truths about yoga teacher training programs, because I want to always give it to you straight. And that is something that I'm known for in terms of my value system and my integrity, is telling the truth. So not all yoga teacher training programs are created equally, even if they are approved by Yoga Alliance. Bigger doesn't necessarily mean better, and the most popular on Instagram isn't always the best one for you. The second truth is not all Yoga Alliance certified yoga teachers have the foundational knowledge to be leading others in a practice that's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. We can only teach what we know, and that takes time and practice. Deep inner work is necessary to teach from a place of embodiment and self-knowledge. And being skilled in holding space is a combination of experience, knowledge, art, and science. There is a difference between somebody that is new to teaching and starts a yoga teacher training program in their second year of teaching. I just don't think that there is enough time and experience for that individual to become fully embodied. And there's a lot of practice required to be able to hold space, not only in a professional way, but in a psychologically safe way, and a way that can help you feel more empowered. I spent 5 years developing my program before I even offered the first one, and I have just finished the 15th year of my teacher training program. The third truth: there's an expansive depth of knowledge in this very ancient technology that requires more than 200 hours of study. Your first YTT is only going to be the beginning of what I hope is lifelong learning and practice. But there is a massive amount of learning about the poses, anatomy, philosophy, the history of yoga, choreography, memorizing Sanskrit names, mythology, and way more. So whatever decision you make, this first program is just going to be your first, and whatever decision you make, it will require more than the hours within the training program to learn all of the material. And that's the truth for any teacher training program. So after more than 15 years of creating leading teacher trainings around the globe, I set out to solve these problems and raise the bar on yoga education and self-development. Because I believe it's time for a dramatic shift in the way that we learn yoga. Because at the end of the day, the very best teachers are the ones that know themselves the best. So get ready to become the very best yoga teacher possible. But first, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. Who am I? The founder of Alchemy of Yoga. I'm a happiness activist, a spiritual teacher, a light worker, a transformation leader, and an internationally regarded presenter and teacher. 15 years ago, I started Alchemy of Yoga, a Yoga Alliance registered training school, to teach you how to say yes to your dream life, to get clarity on your dream life. And to date, I've had 30 graduating classes of Alchemist alumni from over 25 countries worldwide. I have taught hundreds of aspiring yoga teachers who I call happiness ambassadors. And I am a well-respected teacher of teachers. I firmly believe the alchemy of yoga sparks the fire of transformation in everyone. I came to this over 15 years ago when I was run over by a car in a hit and run. In that, I woke up to the power of yoga. I woke up to the power of yoga to transform and change me. After the hit and run, all I could do was lay down. I had to relearn how to do everything, how to walk, how to brush my hair by myself, all of it. And yoga is what saved my life and made the difference. So from that point to today, there have been many times in my life where yoga has saved my life. So I know and believe firmly in the power that yoga has to transform us. I have over 12,000 hours of yoga teaching experience through my trainings and my classes, online learnings, podcasts, writings, workshops, all of it. I inspire people to get unstuck from their pain and up-level their happiness. My life has been an extraordinary experience where I have had a radical transcendence, and I want that to serve as the catalyst for you. Because I personally believe that it is possible to transform your trauma into dharma and transmute your drama into dreams. I fully know that we can take our greatest messes and turn them into our greatest successes. I'm born in Ecuador. My father is Italian. I'm very proud of my Latina and Italian cultures, and I still live in Italy in the summers. My immediate family is from Brazil, the Philippines, Ecuador, Italy, Puerto Rico. So besides the fact that my life has always been like the United Nations, I developed a sense of global citizenship early on, traveling the world with my parents from the very beginning of the beginning. I am also a successful CEO of various wellness companies. I've been a serial yogapreneur, entrepreneur, for the last 15 some years, and I am ready to help you break out of the 9-to-5 grind, handcuffed to your desk, lacking freedom. And with proven success, I know I can help you design your dream life, so that you can live a laptop lifestyle as a yoga teacher, inspiring happiness, health, well-being, and joyful living in everyone that you meet. Over the last 15 years, for those of you that like numbers, I worked as a director as an international Fortune 100 professional services company. So yes, I've had this entrepreneurial background, but also before that, I have worked, like maybe you work, at a desk in a very corporate structure. For 10 years, I founded and owned Total Body Yoga in Chicagoland, United States, with over 9,000 students, 50 classes a week, a team of 15, and 30 some special events per year. In 2004, I founded the yoga school Alchemy of Yoga that is registered with Yoga Alliance. In 2009, I founded Alchemy Tours, a spiritual adventure company. It's a yoga retreat company specializing in personal development. I've taught more than 12,000 hours. I've taught for over 15 years. I've graduated over 30 classes of Alchemist alumni from over 25 countries. And I've also been not just in one hit and run, but also in a life-threatening cycling accident, a radical scooter accident, and I've had a total of 2 near-death experiences, NDEs. I've also had 2 TBIs, traumatic brain injuries, and I am a very proud thriver and not just survivor. So you can see it's not always been easy for me. And if you want to know me, then read me. You'll find hundreds of my articles about diet and lifestyle, spirituality, and wellness, read by thousands all over the world, as seen as on Gaia, Mind, Body, Green, Mantra Magazine, Elephant Journal, Do You, Daily Cup of Yoga, Wanderlust, and I have been a wellness expert in Psychology Today, The HuffPost, Medium, and more. And so what qualifies me to offer you advice? Well, it is that compilation of over 12,000 hours of teaching and offering a yoga teacher training program 30 times in 15 years. But I've also studied with some of the best teachers around the world and with over 15 different teacher training programs. So I really have been where you are. I've been on both sides. And honestly, when I started teaching yoga, I started part-time, and my specialism in the corporate world was training and development. It took me years to transition completely to teaching yoga full-time and then go on to open a successful yoga studio with over 9,000 students. But the truth is, I never set out to teach yoga, honestly. But what I know is that yoga saved my life more than once. It changed me. It healed me physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and it put me in charge of my own happiness. Yoga connected me to my deep inner strength and a courage I didn't know I had. And at some point, all I wanted to do was share what I know. So I learned to teach yoga. And I'm so passionate about yoga, I created a program to teach others to teach yoga. Maybe even you. This is Tittibhasana, firefly pose, one of my favorites, and one of my favorite groups of poses, the arm balances. So the real problem I had was the lack of standards for yoga teacher training. Means that the current model is the standard, and the current model does not work. I finally realized it was time to up-level the model of teacher training, raise the bar on the standards of education, and offer higher education in the field of yoga based on self-discovery. It is the equivalent of getting a master's degree in yourself. Whether we're eating or working or meditating or listening or talking, the reason that we're here in this world at all is to study ourselves. In fact, it has been said that studying ourselves provides all the books we need. From one of my favorite authors, philosophers, teachers, Pema Chodron, who we also use in our program to learn from. So this is why I created Alchemy of Yoga School. And so how does Alchemy of Yoga change your life? Well, something mystical and magical happens when you gather together a group of high-intentioned individuals for 200 hours with the purpose of uplifting their lives and expanding consciousness into radical authenticity. The result is something beyond words. It is, as best as I can explain it, the alchemy of yoga at its very best. And so since its launch in 2004, hundreds of students have taken part in this comprehensive program. Our Alchemist alumni come from over 25 countries worldwide. We've graduated 30 classes of registered yoga teachers in our Bali, Costa Rica, and United States-based programs. And today, graduates are teaching in all over the world in yoga studios, gyms, community centers, schools, prisons, retirement homes, firehouses, everywhere. Alchemy of Yoga has successfully raised the bar on the standard of education for yoga and personal development. And so why don't we hear it a little bit from our students themselves? Sue says, one of the best things I've ever done for myself was take Alchemy of Yoga teacher training. It was life-changing. Daryl says, I left with a better sense of self and an understanding that how I see myself is how the world sees me. So it's important that I constantly work to love myself and seek and build self-confidence. I discovered that I could travel alone, make great friends of all ages and backgrounds, and could be completely myself. Silvia is my inspiration to follow a life I love and make no excuses. Thank you, Lori. Rianne says, I was able to go deeper into myself. I never knew I had the courage to face the boxes that had been closed and locked up for so long. And now I know that I can face anything, and I'm forever grateful for that. Natasha, shown here to the other side of me, says, do you believe in magic? Well, welcome. This training will help you find your magic. While diving deep into your journey of self, be prepared to find yourself and leave behind the old you. Truly blessed for Alchemy of Yoga, a huge part to discovering my divinity and who I truly am. Alicia says, I still believe to this day that doing the 200-hour teacher training March of 2011 was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Silvia's program is unlike any other that I've ever heard of, in that she spends an incredible amount of time and energy on helping her students learn more about themselves through the process of yoga to then become the best and most authentic teachers they can be. And finally, Bethany says, my physiological and psychological experience was amazing. Self-healing was a huge component of my experience. I highly recommend this experience for anyone seeking the certification. Silvia is a consummate professional with a multitude of talents as a trainer, but more than that, she exemplifies everything a true yogi should be, caring and compassionate with her students, living and breathing the Yoga Sutras both on and off the mat. And as a certified personal trainer with my own business, I also appreciate her organizational skills. In fact, I often think, how does she do all this and do it so well? But the answer is clear. Silvia loves yoga, and she loves to teach it to everyone, from the new teachers she mentors to the students in every class. I wholeheartedly recommend this program to everyone with a passion and dedication for yoga that is willing to invest their time, heart, and talent to the practice. Many blessings. Thank you, Jackie. And here are some of our beautiful alchemists from places all over the world, each unique and special. So here's the solution that I came up with. The key to success as a yoga instructor is to have a comprehensive training, accountability, and individualized instruction. That's what you need to become the very best teacher possible. So why don't I share now more about my particular program? Let's dive in. I'm just smiling seeing these beautiful beloved sisters. So what do we offer? Well, Alchemy of Yoga is about wholeness, health, and vital living. It's about a life inspired in mind, body, and spirit. And through yoga, meditation, ceremony, discussion, and journaling, we will explore the vast resources related to how to live an inspired life by focusing on the last 3 niyamas, or personal practices that comprise the alchemy of yoga. These are necessary for bringing about real, lasting change and cultivating inner happiness. Inner happiness, sustainable happiness, and spiritual bliss. You see, we are all alchemists. And to experience the 5 elements, the 4 directions, the chakra system, is to learn an inner and outer map of transformation. These are archetypal and energetic maps, just as they are metaphorical. They are very real and embodied. Everything we see, taste, touch, feel, and do can be interpreted through the gateway of the elements, directions, and chakras. And I'm going to teach you how to tap into these sacred relationships and align with their alchemy in order to gain insight into your own healing, your psyche, your emotions, and your well-being. I also want to make sure that you know that we are registered as a 200-hour yoga school. We follow a very traditional study of the 8-limb path of yoga, and we believe in yoga as a lifelong, truthful celebration of ourselves and our world. In addition, we are a continuing education provider. So even after this training, and after, if you choose to register with Yoga Alliance, you will be requested to continue your education. And the number of hours changes now and again, but any time spent with me, any time spent in my programs would count towards your continuing education forever and ever. Let me just give you a little sense of alchemy and what it looks like in a practical way. And that is, here we have the week set out. Each day of the week has a different element that is most predominant. Here we are on Sunday, so the element of fire is most predominant. The planet that is most predominant on this day is the sun, Sunday. And then there's a chakra that is most powerful on each day of the week. And today it happens to be the 7th chakra, this place of knowing, this place of awareness, and expansion into the infinite, into possibility, into your highest and greatest self. But we integrate alchemy into everything we do. We are dressing for the day, the colors of the day. We are eating foods aligned with the energy of the day. We are practicing mantras that line up energetically with the day. Everything we do, all the poses that we do, the meditations, the way we study, what we study, is in alignment with the energies of the day. And so you are not just learning alchemy, you are living it every single day. For this is a soul dive that takes place in a very safe haven, a nurturing environment to engage in open-minded self-exploration. It is a safe space, and my role and the role of my team is to provide you loving support into this self-inquiry. We hold space for your growth in a way that is true to your authenticity, so that you may discover and follow the path to joyful living your Dharma with confidence. We are devoted to offering you an atmosphere in which freedom of expression, fun, creativity, and passion for life are totally encouraged. How are we different? Well, alchemy of yoga goes way beyond mastering some yoga poses. What you're really going to learn is a journey into self-discovery. Yes, you'll learn all the specifics about how to be the best teacher, but it's also so much more. We will teach you how to unblock the obstacles to your happiness by tapping into your greatest potential and living from your highest self. This is the ultimate adventure, a hero's journey that will both challenge and encourage you to embrace your potential and awaken your inner power. I know this training will transform your doubts and ignite your passion. And upon completion, you will be prepared to design and confidently lead intelligent, alignment-driven vinyasa, hatha, and restorative classes, all with your own signature style, all while having the skill to adapt to the varied fitness and experience levels of your students. Our vision for you is authenticity and joyful self-confidence in living your Dharma. Our mission for the world is to teach peace. This is rooted in the idea that yoga creates a kinder and more gentler world. And the reverberations of the practice are not only felt by yourself and those around you, but extends to the world at large. And together as soul brothers and soul sisters, we aren't afraid to dive deep into the center of our hearts, emerging as happiness ambassadors, ready to effectively inspire others to teach peace. Our teacher training tribe, or Kula in Sanskrit, is defined as a community of the heart. We are seekers, adventurers, lovers of love, rebel yoga spirits, stretchy-minded, soulful, and sensitive. We enjoy supporting one another, laughter, organic food, dancing in the moonlight, lounging in the pool under the stars, playing in the ocean, silent meditation hikes, taking naps, and enthusiastic conversation about elevating the world. And within this safe environment, we want you to dive deep into yourself so that you can live your happiness in the biggest way possible. We are international, authentic, and we deeply respect diversity in all ways. Our vibe attracts our tribe. We are receptive to learning. And if that sounds like you, then that is our vibe. Or consider if these other things sound like you. You are teachable. You're looking for more than just poses. You have a deeper intention just than the goal of registered yoga teacher. You want to learn and embody the practice of yoga. You want to live your yoga. You've been on the path of seeking information, self-learning, and personal growth more than just this program. You benefit from tribe and community. Does this sound like you? Kindness matters. You are sensitive to others. You show up fully. And you live your truth, and you actively practice acceptance of diversity. If that sounds like you, that is our vibe, and you are our tribe. We are a community of the heart. How else can you tell if you're a good fit for us? Your heart already speaks the language of enthusiasm. You've always been in love with love. You are a love alchemist. All your life, you've been more sensitive than most. And your capacity for compassion is bigger than words can explain. You love to laugh, and you never stopped believing in magic. So how does alchemy of yoga work? Well, ancient alchemists, like their yogi counterparts, saw all of creation as composed of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. So through meditations and explorations of the 5 elements, they created healing and transformative potions and elixirs that unlock the mysteries of the universe, and therein contributed to the evolution of mankind. For us as alchemist yogis, our laboratory is our mat, and the ingredients are our bodies, poses, breath, and thoughts. Mixing it all together changes your life, and you are transformed into a peace leader, leading a happiness revolution and changing the world. Alchemy itself means transformation. How? It will ignite change, it will break habits, and it will help you open up. Because yoga believes in transforming the individual before transforming the world. Whatever change we want to happen outside should happen within, says Swami Satchidananda. So let's tap into transformation. In the Yoga Sutras, one of the fundamental texts about yoga, in chapter 2, verse 1, they define alchemy of yoga, and it is set forth as to how it works and how yoga transforms us on 3 levels: physical alchemy, mental alchemy, and spiritual alchemy. Tapa, Svadhyaya, Ishvara, Pranidhana, Kriya Yoga. That this is what yoga is. This is how yoga transforms human beings. This is how yoga, therefore, then transforms the world on these 3 alchemies. So the physical alchemy means to ignite the changes we want to make in our lives, we must establish a solid foundation. Like you see me helping in this fundamental standing pose with this beautiful student. And this is the work of the 3 lower chakras, earth, water, and fire. The first chakra, to manifest our desires, we must have strong roots within ourselves. You must know who you are and be able to understand the answer to that question, who am I? Water, the second chakra. We tap into this limitless potential to create our dreams and our desires. And then we move up to the third chakra, fire. We ignite the fire of our burning desires and dreams through action. Then yoga helps us to transform by breaking habits, mental alchemy. The second alchemy, svadhyaya. Sva means self. So in yoga, we study the self to learn about the self. Here, the mental alchemy is through self-observation. By witnessing our thoughts, we become aware of our mental patterns and the obstacles to our happiness. We journey through the heart chakra to align the love and wisdom from our hearts and communicate it out into the world, aligned with our thoughts and our words and our actions, all with truth. And so this is then the fourth chakra, anahata, the heart chakra. Our inner wisdom becomes available to us when we open our heart and learn to surrender to love, letting go of what is no longer in alignment with our hearts. Finally, the transformation helps us to open up, spiritual alchemy. As we're doing and we're watching, we let go of the ego of judgment. We move beyond wanting life to be different and begin to feel the surrender and acceptance, the natural flow of the present moment. Happiness again becomes our natural alchemy. This is the work of the 5th, 6th, and crown chakras. The 5th chakra, the throat chakra, communicating to the universe our wisdom learned from the heart with clarity and with truth. You can literally speak from your heart. The 6th chakra, the third eye, located at the center of the forehead. We open up the third eye in order to sink back as the observer of our being. As we do this, all negative thoughts, egoistic tendencies dissolve, and we return back to stillness, happiness, and love. We surrender to the guidance of our inner wisdom and know that all the answers we seek lie within ourselves. And finally, the 7th chakra, the crown chakra. The flow of grace all around us flows through us from an open crown chakra. We become the embodiment of the divine, a unique expression of consciousness dwelling on our natural alchemy of love and peace. This, in other words, spiritual alchemy, is what you see here in this beautiful photo of our alchemists. Surrender, surrender. We must be willing to get rid of the life we've planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. The old skin has to be shed before the new one can come, says Joseph Campbell, the author of The Hero's Journey, and one of the key influences in this program, for we're all on this hero or heroine's journey. Let's go through now the curriculum and the syllabus so that we can make this real and you can really see for yourself what is involved in this program. But first, just take a big, deep breath. Open mouth, exhale. Stay with me. I adore you. And I know that this is so much information, but just open up, surrender that this information will be made available to you in multiple forms and that you can rewatch this webinar again and again. So just stay open. I love surfing, and I love surfing with my tribe. Here's the curriculum of sacred content. Based on the requirements of Yoga Alliance, they require a certain number of hours in each particular bucket or category of content. So the first one is the biggest one, 100 hours of yoga technique, training, and practice. This is asana, means the poses, pranayama, breathing techniques, meditation, and mantra. So in our curriculum, we have a daily morning meditation followed by daily asana practice. And then we also go into a whole morning ritual routine, a satsang, that includes meditation such as journaling and silent breakfast. And during the course of the program, we're going through teaching how to practice mantra, but the techniques include a pose breakdown so that we take and teach 60 fundamental poses and we break them down for you in how to practice and in how to teach them, and then practice teaching them to one another and practice making adjustments and enhancements with one another in our tribe. So this is the majority of the hours. Next, teaching methodology is 30 hours. This is personal development and the sacred principles of teaching. For if yoga is this master's degree in ourself, and it is a study of the self through the self to the self, then Alchemy of Yoga is dedicated to self-study. And we're using both modern and ancient forms of personal development. We wholeheartedly believe the best teachers are those that know themselves the best. So we'll offer you ways to unlearn the obstacles to your happiness, how to harness the power of manifestation, tap into your greatest potential. And yes, assisting, adjusting, all of that covered. But we're also going to cover how to hold space for others, how to do that in a psychologically safe way, how to do that in prioritizing the heart of the student, all the while honoring the sacred seat of the teacher, teaching the alchemy of communication from our highest selves using nonviolent communication techniques known as NVC. Because our program is specifically geared to help you discover your authentic voice. We don't want you to sound like everyone else. I certainly don't want you to sound like me. And there is no script to follow. We are here to support you in giving courage and strength to finding your own voice, your unique, beautiful voice. The next part of the sacred content and curriculum is anatomy and physiology. This is 25 hours, and this includes both the physical anatomy, muscles and bones, as well as then practical theories and how to apply them to real life, and all of the human physical anatomy, skeletal, muscular, respiratory, cardiovascular, but also the energetic anatomy, learning about the 5 movements of prana, how the 7 main chakras function and work, the nadi system, and the bandhas. There is a specific emphasis on Ayurveda and how its very powerful role can promote the alchemy of balance and happiness in your life. Ayurveda is the lifestyle of a yogi. It's everything that we do. Next, yoga philosophy and ethics. This is 30 hours of the Yoga Sutras, all the way to modern day mindfulness, connecting that East meets West approach because we have a non-traditional approach to yoga philosophy. We're going to have an amazing dialogue on the Yoga Sutras, and as well as including philosophical concepts from positive psychology and non-dualism. You're going to learn techniques on how to guide students to their own experience, and we use a non-authoritarian approach. That means I'm not telling you what to think. You are creating awareness of what you believe and discerning for yourself. The course syllabus looks like this. Section 1, how to live an inspired life on purpose. And we will really dive deep in that first week into all of this, creating your own mission statement, how to live with your key intentions, how to harness the power of manifestation. The second part is the art of self-discovery. And this is where we go deep into what is alchemy of yoga and how to bring alive the alchemy of yoga, our mission statement to teach peace, how to be an ambassador of happiness, and how it all really works. We also introduce our fundamental class plans, and we have a course syllabus that includes 3 main class plans that you will learn and learn how to teach. Number 3, making a promise and keeping your commitment. This is the foundation. We will teach you and practice all sorts of ceremonies, an initiation ceremony from day one, initiation into stepping into this study of yourself, and recapitulation ceremonies, letting go, purification ceremonies, manifestation and abundance. You will learn all about the chakras and also the medicine wheel, shamanism, the 4 directions, astrology, mantras, and more. Next, section 4 is the earth. So you can see how we then have organized the syllabus into earth, water, fire, air, and ether. This is rooting into yourself. So really understanding your own hero and heroine's path and journey, understanding the balance between the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine so that you have that balance, going into some shadow work, understanding where you fall into the drama triangle and how to get out of the drama triangle. Nonviolent communication is in this section. And then the next section, 5, emotional alchemy, creation, tapping into your potential. This is the chakra system, learning the psychology of yoga, and then the physiologically, psychologically benefits of being a healthy teacher and how to maintain healthy teacher-student relationships. The very art of healing, starting with yourself, how to heal yourself. And then from that, learning how to hold space in a healing way, working with archetypes and mythology. And then section 6, fire, physical alchemy, ignition, discovering your optimal performance. This is the pose breakdown, going into each category of poses and practicing and going through them and learning and refining, as well as then vinyasa as a practice, kundalini yoga, restorative yoga, and yin yoga, as well as learning some therapeutics so that you understand the art of healing using yoga. And this is where anatomy, muscles, bones, and Ayurveda fall into. Then section 7, air, mental alchemy, edification, unlearning the obstacles to your happiness, the neuroscience of yoga, how to stress smart, positive psychology, learning the history of yoga, and learning how to apply the philosophy of yoga in a very practical way. We will also teach and study breath work, meditation, and how that can change your life. Finally, the ether element, spiritual alchemy, liberation, transformation into living your happiest life. This is a really vitally important section that a lot of programs leave out, but this is one of my specialisms, the business of yoga, brand thyself, marketing 101, and learning how to be a conscious entrepreneur. Also learning how to apply the choreography of the practice to your life, as well as in class, and helping students take the yoga off the mat into the world. What I want most is to teach you how to teach yoga successfully and in a sustainable way with financial prosperity. So that's the summary of how the program is organized. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, foundational, emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual alchemy. And here you can see how I've aligned each of the chakras into this structure. The requirements of certification for alchemy of yoga that also therefore then meet Yoga Alliance registration requirements. I certify you, but these requirements will also allow you to register with Yoga Alliance. You have to attend the asana classes. You have to attend all 180 hours of contact hours. There's observations. You'll observe a sunrise, a sunset, your thoughts during silent meal time, and you'll write 1 to 2 paragraph little reports. The third element that I require is assistant teaching. You will assist me in one class, I will guide you, and then you will write a little report. You will practice teaching from day 2 all the way until the last day. So actual teaching experience is a huge part of this program so that you have tangible experience and you're going through that every day. Then this will culminate the practice teaching into a teach out. At the end, next to last day, you will teach all of us following the Alchemy of Yoga class plan. There is a class plan. We are learning the choreography. You are learning how to teach this. And then on the last day, you are teaching it to all of us with a philosophical theme. Sacred study project, you choose a chakra or dosha of your choice and write 2 to 3 pages of your own personal reflection, what it means to you. Then number 7, asana sheets. You have to take 10 photos of yourself in fundamental poses and write about the benefits, the modifications, and the purpose of those 10 poses. Number 8, there's a final exam that is open Google, open book, open friend, and you will get that at the beginning of the program and have the whole time to be working on it and completing it. The final project is a 10 to 15 minute presentation presenting your biography, your yoga biography, your vision statement, and your mission statement that we start working on day 2. So you have plenty of time to refine that throughout the program. Attendance, 180 hours. And then finally, attitude and alignment. Each trainee commits to a positive attitude of ahimsa, which means non-harming and kindness, offering patience to all beings and loving kindness to all, and that you are exhibiting conscious relationships and ethics in line with what Yoga Alliance considers fundamental in their Yoga Alliance Code of Conduct. Woohoo! Now you're certified at the 200-hour level. And so now you get to begin your yoga teaching career. How exciting. Just imagine what is possible. Because if you felt like something bigger is out there and you've been wanting to dig deeper into yourself and you're ready to make the changes, then let's get to that point. This training is for you. It works because transformation happens faster. Self-reflection leads to self-expression, and you will learn to break old habits. You will make a quantum leap. You will go in your transformation faster than you've ever gone before in knowing yourself and removing the obstacles to your happiness. You will be empowered to be in your best self. You will wake up to the power of your own transformation and transforming yourself. You will be able to transform the world. Self-reflection, this time of 3 weeks deep in the study of the self, which is the heart of yoga, self-study, svadhyaya, is a commitment to learning more about you in a very nurturing and loving sanctuary. You will tap in as a result into your most authentic self using the 8-limb path of yoga, and therefore learning how to teach as yourself with your most authentic voice, teaching only what you know. Breaking old habits. You're going to take a break from daily life, unplugging from the pulls and pushes of all the requirements when you're living at home, and instead you will break the habits. You're going to do a lot of yoga. You're going to be living in a different way, in a different place, and all the mental bonds and ego that you've created and connected and attached to, you will let go. And once you've relaxed and released those, then all the old emotional paradigms will be allowed to be healed. You will tap into, therefore, then the loving of one's true self, and surrounding yourself with people that don't know the encyclopedia of your past. They see you as you really are right here, right now, and your potential for greatness. So upon finishing my teacher training program, you're going to make lifelong friendships. I've seen that for 15 years. And so expect magic. I know when we get together in the Alchemy of Yoga teacher training, we are like the alchemist in his or her laboratory mixing ingredients. And it is a life-changing experience. And that is the intention. When you have a group of people with that intention, the capacity, talent, and intelligence to actualize those intentions, then you have something really powerful. And so it's your turn, you guys. Open your heart to become the best yoga instructor possible and establish thriving careers as yoga teachers. So are you ready to elevate the level of your yoga education and become certified as an exceptionally trained yoga instructor? Here's what I've heard that gets in the way. I'm waiting for the right time. Yoga tells us, begin now. There is no better time than now, and there's no perfect time. You will only regret the things that you've not done, so step into it. Other stories, I've never traveled by myself. I'm not going to know anybody. I don't know if I'm good enough at yoga. I don't have a passport. Or underneath all that, I don't think I really deserve it. Let's get beyond that. It's time to make yourself a priority. And if you want to break out of the 9-to-5 grind, handcuffed to your cubicle, then this program is right for you to jumpstart your life, to align with your heart's desires, to embrace the deepest authentic you, to get to the heart of your truth, to make lifelong friends, and to have a vacation in Bali. If you're ready, You're ready to be challenged. You're ready to deepen your practice. You're ready to focus on you. You're ready to get in shape and feel great. And you're ready to receive a lot of personal attention. The benefits are so many as to why to join me. You will deepen your practice in all ways. You will take a soul dive into spirituality. You will connect with your most authentic self, and you'll learn the art of expressing yourself with confidence. There are fundamental ways that we will benefit your life forever. You will learn how to love yourself, live with authenticity, ignite your passion and desire to love your life, and transform your fear into love. You will be immersed in magic. You'll break through anxiety. You'll harness your potential. You will find harmony in a beautiful luxury setting with exclusivity. We have small trainings. This is what we'll do for you. You will gain the skills and confidence to teach. You will develop your yoga business. You'll establish your expertise. And there's so many benefits to doing the program as a destination program. It means leaving behind all the things that distract you so that you can give yourself 100% of attention. It is not just a teacher training. It's a life training. It's a spiritual journey. And every moment is spent constructively on and off the mat, in and outside of yoga school. It is an international experience where yoga becomes a 24/7 practice. And so say yes to the teacher training that will change your life. Feel more alive, find your purpose, live with intention, be a rebel spirit. Because not only do you get me and the entire team in your corner, right now I want to offer you something really, really special. For the next 24 hours, save 20% off your registration. That's a savings of up to $1,040 off. There are bonuses. Yep, more. Fast action. If you enroll in the next 60 minutes, you get a free 30-minute call with a mentor. So this is your opportunity to start it off right. And if you sign up in the next 24 hours, you will get forever access into the Alchemy of Yoga Teacher Tools library of resources. It's ever growing. 2 private one-on-one coaching sessions with me, additional online business courses. Every one that becomes available that we develop are yours. Lifetime registration in our exclusive site for certified graduates of the Alchemy of Yoga method. No yearly fees for registration. That's more than $3,000 worth of bonuses. Upon completion, you will be forever listed and linked. No annual fees. So your next question is probably, how much is this? So let's consider first the cost of destination teacher trainings. $3,000 to $4,000 is the average cost of a 200-hour program. Then there's usually $4,000 additional cost for your airline ticket, travel, and you got to live somewhere for your lodging. Meals not usually included, add another $600. And that's just for a basic training. By the time you're done, you will have spent $7,600 to $8,600. But right now, if you enroll in my program, Alchemy of Yoga, our program is normally $39.99 for a triple, $46.99 double, $51.99 for a single. And for the next 24 hours, I'm going to give you 20% off my 200-hour training program, which I've never done ever once in 15 years. So you will save $800 on the triple, $940 on the double, $1,040 off your registration of a single accommodation for 3 weeks. Everything all inclusive, all of it. So enroll in the next 24 hours to get up to $1,040 off your enrollment. Save 20%. Now is the time for you to become the best yoga teacher possible. Just say yes. For when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I am here. You are ready. It's been a joy and a pleasure to be with you today. I am so, so grateful. This is Silvia Mordini, the founder of Alchemy of Yoga, my life's work, my passion, and the chief love alchemist. And I am recruiting you to be living the Dharma of love as a love alchemist too. Join me.